Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today is one of those days where my hair is dirty, it's greasy, and I just don't have time to wash it. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways that I throw a braid into the front of my hair to disguise the dirty and to give me another cute day out of my hair. Okay, you guys, I know I'm not alone on this, where sometimes you just come to those days where your hair is a mess and it needs to be washed, but you just don't have time. For whatever reason that may be, that's where I'm at today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to hide the dirty and to make it look fresh for another day is to use a braid in the front area of the hair along with some good dry shampoo. So first, I'm going to spray this hair with dry shampoo. Today, I'm using Unwash. Comb that in so I don't have any powdery looking spots. Okay. Oh, already feeling better. Thank you, Jesus, for showing someone how to make dry shampoo and saving all our lives. Okay, so I'm going to show you two different ways to do a braid in the front. The first one I'm going to show you down this side. The second one I'm going to show you across the front. Both are real simple, but make it look really cute. And of course, I'm going to put a little tease in the back because besides dry shampoo, a tease or teasing the hair is one of my favorite ways to hide the dirty. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is part it out so I can braid this part. So I'm going to leave it on the side like that, and then I'm just going to part down the section in front of my ear and clip this out of the way. So I'm just going to do a classic French braid because it's classic for a reason. It always looks cute. Okay, so 3-strand. Before I get too far down, I'm just going to pull a little bit up so that I have a little fullness up here. If you wait until you're all the way down to the end of your braid, it can get hard sometimes to pull it up without destroying everything. So I like to do a little bit, pull a little bit, and then go back into braiding. And of course, you don't have to puff it up if you don't want. I like it full, but that is going to be your personal preference. Okay, so once I get down here, I am not going to include these little hairs into the braid because I like to have a little something hanging around my face. You don't have to do that, but that's just how I like it. So I'm just going to slide right behind those hairs, but I'm going to leave these down. So now I'm basically to the end. I'm going to go back in here, pull a little bit of these out so that it's a little full. And then when I grab my pieces together to rubber band down here, I'm going to grab a piece of hair a little farther in the back from the underneath to put together with the braid. And then when I grab my elastic to rubber band it, it's going to help pull it back and anchor it down on the bottom so you don't get some pieces bouncing up out here. Okay, so I have my elastic, and again I have this piece from a little further back that I joined with it, and I'm just going to secure this. And then, see, it's popping out a little bit. I can pull on this piece of hair from back there, and it tucks it down when I tighten that piece from the lower back. So now it's not poking out like it was before. And then also I like to use a bobby pin just to, you know, really secure it down. So I'll just grab a bobby pin. It doesn't even need to be open. Just tuck it right in to where the hair is coming out of the elastic and tuck it up. Now it's really secure down to my head. Okay, so now I have this cute little braid, nice and secure, but I don't like how flat this is. So I'm gonna tease it up because, like I mentioned earlier, tease is one of my favorite ways to hide the dirty. So I'm just gonna start right behind my bangs. And always remember when you're teasing, spray the hair first like I just did. Put the comb in the hair, slide it down, pull the comb out, up, and slide down. Now, as you get better, you're not gonna have to like pull all the way out up. It'll come more natural, but if you're just putting the comb in and going up and down, you're gonna be pushing up what you just pushed down and you're not gonna get a good tease. So to practice, make sure that you put the comb in the hair, slide down, out, in, slide down, out. And then once you got a little bit of tease going, make sure to go in, down the bottom, and push all the tease down toward the scalp. If the tease is up here and not here, it's gonna fall flat and then stick out the back. But you want to make sure that the tease is right there next to the scalp so that this loose stuff will fall, but the tease will hold it up. I'm going to go down the sides. Now I'm just going to smooth this over just a little bit. And then I'm going to use my fingers. Always remember with your tease, you want to tease bigger than you actually want to wear it, because that gives you room to smooth it down as much as you want so that you don't see the tease, but you don't lose your volume. Because I could take this all the way down, but there's still my foundation. If I don't tease enough, I'm gonna lose it all and it's gonna fall flat. Okay, so once I kind of have it calmed down where I like it, I am going to grab this little clip just for fun and clip it right at the bottom of the braid for a little extra cuteness. And that is all there is to braid number 1. So Now that we have that done, I'm going to show you the second one I like to do. So I'm just going to take this little guy out. So for this braid, I'm going to do one across the front. So I'm just going to part it a little further over the side. And I'm just going to pull some of this back so it's out of the way. Okay, so now that I have it parted, I'm going to start my braid. And I'm going to do similar to this side, but instead of a traditional classic French braid, I'm going to do a Dutch braid. And the only difference between the two is that instead of crossing the pieces over the top into the center for traditional, you're going to cross the pieces under into the center for a Dutch. And what the Dutch does is it allows you to see the ridge of the braid. Okay, and now just like I did on this side, before I get too much further, I'm just going to loosen these up a little bit so that when I get down to the end, it's not too hard to pull these all out and get the fullness that I want. And another note here too, I have just this tiny little piece to add to the braid, but if you have, like I've always had a deep hairline that I get from my dad. So it's always been a challenge to get a braid down the front. But what I learned is if you get to this part, and let's say you have postpartum hair loss, because a lot of times it happens right here, just don't worry about adding this piece of hair. Just put the piece under like it's supposed to and move on to the next hair. And it's not going to ruin your braid if you don't, like right here, I don't have any hair to add. So I'm not going to add any. And that's fine. It's not going to ruin my braid. I'm just going to move along, adding from the back. And then once I'm down to here where there is hair again, I'm going to grab that hair and resume adding it to my braid. Okay, and again, I'm going to go through and just pull these out before I get too far down, because not only is it going to get tight if I braid all the way down and then try to pull out, but the dry shampoo can make the hair a little sticky, so that makes it even harder. And once I get to about here, I'm gonna stop adding this hair because I just like a little down over my ear. I'm gonna do one more back here. And then now that I'm done with my braid, I'm going to finish pulling these out. So they're full. And then like I did on the other side, I'm going to grab a little piece of hair from back here to add to my braid when I ponytail it. I'm going to grab an elastic and I'm going to make sure to include that little piece of hair into the end of the braid, and that way it's nice and anchored and it's not going to pop out because I can grab this little piece of hair and tuck it down against my scalp. And then drop this hair, which I already teased, but had I not already teased it, I would go through and tease it up a little bit. Or not, if you don't like the tease, you don't have to. But I really like the little tease. And then again, if you want, you can grab the clip, add it right down here, and have a little extra something for your hair. And that's about it for that braid. So as you can see, 2 simple ways to do the braid, basically the same. We just got a French and a Dutch, and of course you could always do a Dutch or French or wherever you want. I just wanted to show you 2 options. And you got 2 quick, easy ways to make your hair much cuter when it's dirty and disguising all that dirt, because we got our dry shampoo, we got our tease, and we got braids. All 3 things to disguise the dirty and give you something cute and fresh for another day. Okay, you guys, there is 2 easy ways to disguise the dirty in your hair using a braid, tease, and dry shampoo. And it really only takes a couple minutes to throw a little braid in there and get your hair looking cute and looking fresh for one more day, because we all need that extra day sometimes where we want to still look good, but we just don't have the time to wash and dry our hair. So if you guys like what you just saw and you want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you know when my next video is coming out, because I have so many more cute and easy ways to style your hair coming your way.